Good evening and welcome to the latest update on Cyclone Thinner. Um, I will be out in the field on Saturday, so there won't be much from me directly on the page, but there will be plenty of video footage and hopefully some live coverage coming during the cyclone. But so we're just going to go into a quick update tonight, which will probably be one of the last ones I do. I may possibly get around to doing another one tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. First of all, let's look at the satellite image. So we've got Cyclone Fina over here. She's still holding at category 2, and but she has her structures weakened a tad today due to a dry air intrusion and a little bit of moderate wind shear. So the top of the cloud and the bottom of the cloud are a little misaligned. So she doesn't have much of a pretty look at the moment. That is meant to dissipate and conditions improve tomorrow. So the dry air will moisten and the wind shear will drop. So she will be allowed to gather herself up and look a bit more prettier tomorrow and into Saturday. So we've got quite a bit of rain and lightning associated with this system, with the outbands having quite a bit of storms over there. Now the rainfall is still mostly offshore. This will gradually push in from the east towards the North Shore tomorrow as the cyclone starts progressing closer to the coast. What we are expecting currently, and I'll just go to the forecast and the track map. She will continue on. Oh, and there we go. She's actually dropped to category 1, so she's no longer category 2. So she has actually weakened. I did not notice that on the new information until I just looked. So yes, she has weakened as was expected with the dry air. Now she's expected to carry on that southwest track, re-intensify tomorrow, and cross the Coburg Peninsula. And current projections have her either going to the north of the mainland, so staying just off the coast of Gun Point, or, which I'll show you in a minute with the JTWS WC track, is there's a chance she would come across Gun Point and just to the north of Darwin. Now I actually am, I'll just zoom in, I live around here, so I will get a better, with this current track, either this one or the JTWC track will give me a better experience than further south, but Darwin is still expected to be under that destructive wind area, which currently they're projecting to be up to 164 kilometers per hour gusts. Now, as I did put in a post earlier, there is a slight chance she could go to category 3, but that is now projected to be after she's passed Darwin. So that risk is now has now decreased for the actual Darwin region, but increased as she keeps moving to the southwest. Now let me just swap screens over. Bear with me a sec. Now here we have the Joint Typhoon Watch Center track. Now it's slightly different to the bomb. They are actually thinking that it could potentially increase to a high-end category 2 or a low-end category 3 as it comes across the Gunpoint area, but again, that's still a pretty low chance prior to Darwin. But once it gets off the coast and potentially heads for the Kimberley, that is when it could increase to a category 3. Maybe even a category 4. It just depends on how long it lasts out there, but it's probably not going to last too long. The speed looks to be increased, where she's been pretty slow moving for the last day or so. That is expected to increase over the next couple of days. So we'll see how that tracks. But for now, the track map hasn't really deviated too much between each run. This one has gone from coming down here to there and back, and it's kind of gone between the two. And the bomb one has pretty much stayed going between the mainland and Tiwi Islands for the last, maybe 4 updates, maybe even longer. So the track for the landfall and projected impact for Darwin hasn't changed a great deal. There just is that slight chance that she could be a bit stronger than initially thought, but that is, as I say, a low chance. We've got just over a day, maybe 2 days before she starts really getting going. So now is the time to really prepare if you haven't already. But I will probably put out another video tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how the day tracks tomorrow if I get a chance. But look out for the live coverage or the video posting, depending on how my internet connection is. But for now, that's pretty much it, really, except for the rainfall. So let's just swap over quickly before I go. And we will put up this one again. So EC is likely the best one at this stage in short term. So let's have a look. So you can see plenty of rainfall expected over the next few days. So the closer to the core you are, the more rainfall that there will be. Let me just get rid of that thing. There we go. So we will be seeing at least 200 mil, maybe more, with current projections. So it's going to be quite a soggy day or two. Good thing is it shouldn't last too long, but it's probably all going to come in one shot over 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. We should see an increase in rainfall tomorrow evening as she comes close to Cobourg Peninsula. Once she's crossed there, that's when it will really ramp up and the wind will start increasing from that point on. I will be in my target location down at Gunpoint Beach from Saturday afternoon, depending on how the system tracks. Maybe earlier if it's going to come closer earlier in the day. Hopefully it's during the daytime so we can actually see the effect better, but yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll just play it by ear. But anyway, that's all for today. And once again, thank you for tuning in and following me in this developing situation. And I look forward to bringing you more footage and coverage as we go. Take care.